Pogba will leave for Rashford. He strikes. Oh, it's a goal! Staying on his feet this time. Look, they went for Martial. Lovely touch by Fernandez. Cavani! Rashford all the way across goal. What a finish!
Welcome everyone, and welcome to All in All United. Anyway,
Reem,
yeah.
well, I asked a question last itch. Hey, good night. Last review, right? And I asked which season was the worst? It was the Moyes one or this one? Yeah, and I said of a game. I feel this one. In the space of a game,
It's
this
switch.
one.
It's switch.
Yeah, boy. It can't get worse than this, boy.
You think so? Look
No,
at the
no.
guns we had to play. We have Chelsea, we have Arsenal, and
No,
Liverpool.
but the thing is, we know we're gonna get that land, you know.
By now we
It's
should
not
know that anything is possible with the side, yes.
before, you know, because I was saying, well, at least we was going a game hopeful, but now still no hope, nah. So I guess counting everything as a loss, and if we win, I'll be surprised.
How much
You
more
know,
games we have? Like 7 or something.
or
So
7, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
that is a long way from the end of the season, you know.
I
A long
plenty
7,
games.
boy.
I plenty
That-
games, boy.
I
That's too
really
much.
pressure now.
That's
I
too much
really
for my
pressure now.
heart.
I say
I get up 7 this morning. I'm tired.
pressure
I
is
say, okay. And I say to myself, every time I get up early to watch United play, we just lost.
why you didn't sleep late, lad?
I'm talking about my fault. In general, when we have an early game, we lose in that early game.
So, Jody,
It's too much.
blessed night to you, man, and John
Hey,
Paul
Jody, good night.
Belma on the inside. Good night, fellas. Thanks for joining. So,
Pressure.
so anyway, fellas. So, hear this, right? So Everton, who haven't won a game since February this year, right? I gotta rub in this thing a little more, right? They haven't won a game since February this year. Went up against Burnley, who are in relegation, and they haven't won a game since October last year, right? And on Wednesday for that game, which was a very, very well contested game, because I watched it, Burnley came from behind and they beat Everton 3-2. So earlier, Everton in a real mess. They're lacking confidence and they're not playing good earlier. Now you'd think, surely Manchester United not gonna mess this up. It's impossible not to win against this Everton team. So that's not Lion. Let me just say one more thing. So from Townsend doing the soo at Old Trafford to Richarlison showboating. Let's see what Richarlison do today.
What they had,
the keepy up with his head. Yeah, the juggling with his head and thing. All you hear what going on. We at an all-time low, Right? We at an all-time low, and as Lionel Nico asked just now, I'm posing it out as part of the agenda question. Could things get any worse?
I have a question. I have a question. Did Donny van der Beek play in the Burnley game?
No, he injured.
Okay, all right.
Oh yeah, the agenda that day.
Yeah.
But you know the funny thing, right? Everton was crap today too. It's just that we were worse. Everton was not good too. They were misplacing passes. We just had no invention and no ideas. You could after those 2 chances that Rashford didn't score, you could see we weren't going to do anything. Because all we were just doing is passing the ball. Sancho getting the ball, passing it back. And it's like we had no sort of confidence Then again, I wouldn't say it's confidence. It look like them fellas just didn't care today. They don't want to
For a
play.
while. For a while.
Yeah. But we
Yeah, the
start
South
off
Ralph,
on
boy. The
a little
City Ralph, you
bright.
had time with you, boy. You prefer for Ten Hag, boy. You had
But
time with you.
gosh, and Ragnick can all say it. He say not because these guys getting a new manager, that mean they should play like that. What you trying to tell the new manager? Because he apparently coming with a certain power now where he could sell who he want to sell, right?
Well, at least that's what he demanded, eh?
That's what he demanded.
Yeah.
But if that is the case, you telling me this is, and again, it's about 7, 8 men leaving from that side.
Yeah.
But Lion, the thing about it, right? The 7 or 8 men who leaving is not the fellas who play, and that the problem.
Well, that is the thing, but the fellas who on the pitch supposed to be like, okay, we get a new manager, I'm gonna show him what I could do,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly.
But I don't know. So Alex really had to bring back that buck boy because since this man left, it's like a spirit leave with him. He had to go back. He had to, where you get that buck is Guyana. He had to go back Guyana and get next buck.
Lion, let me ask you a serious question and be honest with me.
Hmm.
Do you think the players have been mentally there since the Atletico Madrid lost in the Champions League?
I think, to be honest, who we play after that? Spurs?
No.
We didn't
But
play
they,
Spurs.
We're not
play
scoring
the game we draw.
We're not scoring
Let's
the hat
start.
trick
Yeah,
for
yeah, yeah.
Atletico Madrid.
Well, after that, I think, nah, they lost that. Whatever desire they had, they'll lose it. Because at Spurs, we perform, well, we played the game at Spurs. We gave them those 2 goals. But since then, on the Athletic game, the fellas lose the desire to play football because it's like they're probably saying, that's it.
Season done.
Season done. But Arsenal losing
But Spurs winning.
was inconsistent.
I don't care. Look, a lot of people talking about Arsenal, this and Arsenal. I don't care about Arsenal. A lot of people are saying that Arsenal will do Arsenal things, but Man United will do Man United things as well, too.
Well, that's the thing. No, but we always have opportunities to make ground on people, but we don't take the chances.
No, our Arsenal and Man United just tell each other these 3 words: "Hold my beer."
You didn't see my meme? Oh yeah,
Hold my
Philly
beer.
man. You know what I'm talking about?
Because if one team do shit, the other team will do more shit in the next hour, so they gotta play and vice versa.
Oh Philly on my page. You didn't see my meme?
Nah, I didn't see it, but when we done, I will go on and see it, man. But
I'll send it.
it's hold my beer FC, man. Because if one team performs shambolic, they get laughed at. But then the people who laugh at them supporting a team that can do more shit within the next hour when they gotta play. Come
Yeah,
on,
but
man.
I looked at that game today, the Arsenal game, and I couldn't believe what I was seeing from them.
We could have played. We could have, because that match was at 7:30 this morning, which I had no idea why the hell I woke up for. Because I am on my couch still lying on this here. I'm watching the game. I was lying on this here. We could have played from now to when all United start. We would have never scored.
Nah.
We could have bring on subs from the under 18s. We could have bring on legends. We could have bring on loanies. And we would have never scored. We could have put about 22 men on the pitch versus Everton. We would have never scored, dog. Never scored. This team needs some surgery. Surgery.
I'm gonna just get some comments here, and then I'll take Nico. You go take the question first, right? So Simeon on the inside as well. Good night to you, Simeon. He's saying good night, fellas. I figure it was Keane or Maguire scoring today. Own goal, I mean. I see it's just Maguire get an assist.
Keane is real trash too.
Yeah. John Paul saying here I gave Everton that 3 points before the game started. Way, sir. Jody saying them players mine.
Maybe not.
Not
in it,
but-
maybe. Yeah. I agree.
Yes.
I can agree with what they said.
These players might not have it since Ole was there.
Since over there.
Oh, okay.
Maybe since he left, like,
Yeah. Hey Darian, welcome man. He's saying dog. Them men ain't playing no football at all. Few men really trying. I actually course to see Fred come
Of
off because he
course.
does actually try. It was shameful. Yeah, yeah. Simeon saying a team without fight is a description widely used today. Yeah, yeah. Because what they're saying is Everton played Wednesday and they showed more fight and desire than us, and we had a whole week, you know. And finally, Joey Senior, the beginning of the end was that day. Emil Martinez whined after Bruno missed that penalty. So, Nico,
Yeah.
right? I was reading something on Twitter, and somebody was saying, you know what? We reached the point where they don't think it could get any worse. Right? So, why we don't just give the under 23s a chance and start to play them boys? What's your thoughts on that?
Um, I guess as much as you might want to do that, I won't do that. I won't do that um, because these guys so inexperienced, so young, as talented as they are, you would like for them to come into a more stable team, a more winning team, you know, um, to hopefully build that confidence going forward. You don't want them to come in, especially the games you have coming up, Liverpool, Arsenal, whoever else, and let me say we get trashed, right? Uh, I don't know what that would do for their confidence going forward now. So as much as we might say, Jed, because to be honest, I could see a Garnacho in the team, because I don't need to see Rashford again for the rest of the season. I'll be honest. I don't need to see Ronaldo for the rest of the season. A player like Garnacho who is doing well, maybe I could see him in the team. Um, but to say wholesale changes, no, because I definitely think it could get worse. Scoreline, I think it could get worse.
Yeah. Anybody else have a different opinion to Nico on this point?
I gonna agree, but I gotta put a little twist to it, right? Since the Atletico Madrid game, my position on the couch has just been lying down. But if we bring some of the youngsters that are in the under 23s and the under 18s to the first 11, I may actually sit up and watch them. That's all I got to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Because we saw Medjugorje was on the bench, but Ralph opted for Mata, right? I know,
No legs by
Well,
and then
I see Mata get shoved off the ball so easily today.
Mataran and he not
That
going
guy,
nowhere.
that guy ain't played football since David Moyes, and we still expect something out of him now. Boy,
Tell me, try something new. Bring in a youth. Bring in Fernandez at left back. They
Now he were promising it.
yeah, bring him in. Bring in his Ganacho is in him too.
Ganacho,
Yeah, he
Ganacho
bad,
train with
man.
the Ganacho train whole week with the
But
team, so
he
I was
played on
surprised.
he played on Friday night,
Yeah, he
so I
played
don't think
Friday night.
they would
Yeah,
have bring him and he
and he
scored
scored
too.
to it. Yeah.
I would do a wholesale change. Maybe put in one or two players. Maybe Ganacho on the left. Let's say Hannibal in midfield, and that's about it. Maybe Ganacho not Ganacho and Fernandez on the left. But Nico mentioned not seeing Rashford for the rest of the season. I totally agree. One I also don't want to see for the rest of the season, and I may get some stick for it, is Bruno Fernandez.
I don't
That
want to
means
see Pogba again.
Too much names, too much names.
Yeah,
So as we on that, because you all mentioned Rashford. Now remember last week, Ragnick would have gotten a little bit of stick, mainly from Gary Neville, and then after that some other these ex-Man United players who hand always up in the pot, right? So he got some stick for not starting Rashford last week. So I don't know if it was the pressure that caused Ragnick to change and start Rashford today, but Rashford started, right? Do you all think that Rashford justified, the fuss Neville and the others would have made? Lion?
He gets some. He started a little more positive today. He didn't do what we expected, but he got some shots off. But I think he needs to rebuild his confidence to get back in his side. And to do that, you had to play games, right? And apparently, over the last 2 weeks, he was working hard during the international break. So he probably decided to give him a chance and see what he could do now. As far as I could see it. And he rotated and he put Ilanga on the bench because even though sometimes Ilanga would come on and give us a pound. So I don't know if he tried that. But if we don't play Rashford for the rest of the season, who we bringing up to come off the bench?
Don't care. Don't care.
No, but listen, we putting on Lingard. We putting
Don't
on
care.
It don't
on
matter.
Lingard on
It
the left.
don't matter.
care,
You
like,
can
don't
do
care.
that. It's still making a difference.
Don't care.
I telling you, I don't want to see Pogba again for the rest of the season.
Any reason for that, Lion?
Yeah, what's the reason for Pogba?
To
For
me,
Pogba's reason.
if you're not showing the desire to sign a contract, don't come back on my team. That's as far as I see. Right?
So you look at it as in terms of building for the future.
Yes.
You know, other than you having a player that is not part of the future.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. If you're under contract with me and your contract running out in June, I'm going to utilize you until you can't walk anymore.
No, but when you come on, from the time I see Fred getting Jordan Pogba coming on, I know we're gonna go and win no game. Because Pogba not coming on with no desire. He just going through emotions too.
But that's the whole team. That's the whole team, man.
Thinking right, but you expect a man to come on and lift the team, right? But Pogba coming on and just
Now you putting the entire team on Pogba back. Nah,
You
boy.
sound like me and Van der Beek there, boy.
I'm not putting the entire team on Pogba back, but you're expecting when a substitute come on of that caliber, expecting them to help the game, to raise the game of the team.
Boy, all 11 players have checked out since Atletico Madrid, buddy.
Right, the team needs some sort of inspiration to do something, but we don't have that.
The inspiration is the last game of the season. That's the last game. The last game of the season is the inspiration because when that comes, they ain't gonna do jack shit after. They ain't gonna do nothing.
I don't know. I wish 3/4 of that team could leave.
3/4 of that team already made their international team already. You know they ain't gonna care. 3/4 of that team already going to the World Cup. Why they gonna care for?
Yeah,
Lingard and Rashford and Sancho in Italy and Dubai doing their thing. Why they gonna care for, buddy? They don't.
Let me just get some comments here, guys. John Paul saying here, my main question is, we have no promising young players to come in midfield.
We do.
Well, not at the club, because I think some of them on loan.
In terms of like probably under 23s, but
Ghana
is the main player that
and this guy having a good loan spell as well, you know. I mean, I know he not playing championship level. Galbraith playing good for
Doncaster.
Yeah, he having a good. So those are the two. I mean, Mejbri, we're saying Mejbri ready for us to step up yet?
No, why not?
Yeah.
So and then let's have this next fella too, Levitt. Dylan Levitt, he's our next good one too. Yeah. So it have promising ones in the JP.
He on loan too?
Yeah, he on loan.
Yeah, he on loan.
He on loan.
Tuanzebe as well too.
Tuanzebe, midfield. Yeah. So it have, but still I'm not going to really. If they were here and we could have see out the rest of the season with them, then yes. But to say, well, hey, these are the guys that we're gonna look forward to, nah. You know, Kristen Ramkisoon on the inside, thanks for joining, buddy. He's saying Conte takes Spurs from 9th to 4th. Meanwhile, Ralph took over. We was 5th with 1 point behind Arsenal in 4th. Now we're 7th with 6 points behind 4th position.
Yeah, but Spurs backed Conte. You know, we still didn't get him all what he wanted, but still gave him something.
But and you see the
players that they gave to him is the players that he
stepping up,
dependence and he
using them. Yeah,
and he dependent solely on.
But you see, it going back to this whole interim appointment because under the interim appointment, you're not going to back a guy who there for 6 months when you don't know who coming in full time and you don't know what they want. So that's part of the whole shambles of this whole arrangement. Because we thought, based on what they were telling us, is that Ragnick will come in, he'll have a consultancy role, and we were thinking that that consultancy role would have been something deep and heavy now. But from what I reading, he will only be consulted for what, 2 days a month or 3 days a month or some crap. So this whole thing was just real ill-advised, badly planned, and here we are, right? So damn.
And you see that January window was supposed to be very crucial for the second half of the season.
Yeah, because to me, even for an interim line, right? Even if you're going for an interim, the team needs strengthening in particular positions, interim or not.
Of course, because not to say we was not in Champions League. You didn't strengthen your side, realize Scott and Fred not good enough, right? Now Matic dead. Pogba is always injured. Pogba is injured. Fernandez has gone mad sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
That's our next Fernandez he talking about. Not the Bruno.
He going mad more than ever. What? The January window was supposed to be used to strengthen the side to compete in the Champions League. No wonder we out of the Champions League. All right? We out at top 4. We didn't utilize that. Bring one player on loan. 2 players on loan.
At least loan deals. Yeah, loan deals making sense.
Players do business like that, you know. They take one man on loan with option to buy. Do that, right? It's our players out there. I sure would I want to come to United because we were still in the Champions League, still fighting for top 4.
I will always remember. I will always remember when Ralph Ragnick was first hired for us, right? That first match versus Crystal Palace.
Yeah, man.
Everybody on Twitter and Facebook getting excited because this Ragnick ball. I said,
only last half an hour.
I said, yo, exactly. Yo, these guys only were being trained under Ragnick for 1 or 2 days. Imagine if Ragnick has been given a full week, right? I said, guys, it's only 1 game.
Really, full week.
And look, we are here on this therapy session called All In All United.
But I mean, I want to kind of side with Nico here because Nico, believe in Ralph, right? And I really believe that yes, Ralph had to take responsibility ultimately because the manager is the one who had to take responsibility. But I feel this is beyond Ralph and them. And when players check out what you as a manager could do, right? So for me, this whole thing just have Ragnick looking so poor, and he can't do anything about it.
Probably not.
I am looking because listen,
because Ralph with my stats.
It reflects.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, no, but you remember my stats today. Yeah, but remember, right? We looking at this because we think Ralph this and Ralph that, but at the end of the day, this going against his reputation as a manager, right? Whether he build clubs or not, you got the opportunity. People don't know the ins and outs and the intricacies of this arrangement with Man United. All they've seen is that as a manager, you come in here and you had the worst record as a manager, be it interim or whatever. You had the worst record. And this is where I am saying that Ragnick came in and he gets set up, right? So I'm not sure I could really blame Ragnick. Yeah, I had an issue with certain things he would have done, but generally,
Sure, yeah.
I can show you how far Ragnick has checked out as well too, right? I can read a statement from Ragnick. If you don't score in 95 minutes against a team that conceded 3 goals against Burnley, it's difficult to explain. And for us as a coaching staff, it's not easy to understand. That's it.
And you all realize it's only of late that Ragnick started to make these kind of comments, kind of divorcing himself from the results. All you realize that in the early,
I find Ralph was an open book all the time, really.
No, but in the early he was more. Even though he was open, he was still he still wasn't so what's the word I want to use? But he still wasn't like putting it on the team as much as he is doing it now. He always used to call out certain things, innit? He used to say, we need to do this, and he think we didn't do this enough. But now you're finally saying the team need to do better. They're not doing certain things, right? The coaching staff expected this, but they're not seeing it. And his thought has changed a lot where, I find he kind of pulling himself away from a certain amount of responsibility.
But he right.
I understand he ain't right.
Nico Ralph is mentally exhausted, boy.
Yeah,
The
I
guy
agree.
is
Yeah.
mentally
I
exhausted.
agree.
The guy cannot wait until the last day of the season so he can go upstairs.
Yeah,
Go
it's a
upstairs, I just still feel he going
balance.
upstairs. Yeah, he must be fed up with them. He just
No,
want to go.
because,
No, I think Ralph's job is bigger than what we really think it is.
no, but he would have said in his press conference that he would talk to the new coach, right? However, it's up to the new coach to listen, right? And he said that. He said he will have a conversation with the new coach. He said the board has told him who they have been interviews or who they had interviews with, so he's aware of that, and he will consult the new manager in terms of what he think of the team and what the team needs. However, it's up to the new manager coming in to take that information and do whatever he wanted to, you know.
Yeah.
Apparently, he recommended Ten Hag. He had a say in that. So he one thing you had to realize with Ralph too, he's smart with his words too. You're not gonna get anything out of him if he was the man to say, okay, here, this is the man, all you take him. You're not going to get that out of him. He could be the man, but you're not going to get it out of him. And it's a way of kind of shielding his position too. And he good at that the way how he speaks. Alright? The only thing missing is to see the football on the pitch now.
And I still say I don't blame him for that. I don't think it's his fault.
It's not his fault. I'm not blaming him. Because
just a-
since before him, the team was rotten.
Yeah. Simeon saying here you need to see some of them for two reasons. One, so you know if they can play first team next year. Two, so they know the levels they need to improve if they get overwhelmed. And he's talking about the youth players, right? Joey saying here Rashford started because Elanga was having a few off games previously. But Ralph has always said Rashford does look good in training, and we know Rashford is a training champ, right? They've just been able to convert it into games, and I don't know. JP saying here, Rashi looked better today. Ralph made a poor decision by taking him off and leaving Sancho on. What do you think
Sancho
about
did
it?
nothing today, but
Sancho disappointing me every game for the last couple of weeks now, boy.
I don't know what going on.
I don't think it'll make a difference. Rashford for Sancho, Sancho for Rashford. I don't think it'll make a
He
difference.
wasn't winning today still.
It'll make a difference.
Yeah. Jody saying, Lion, you can't blame Pogs, right? If the club and other players has no desire to play, why should he commit? All right. Simeon saying, where my captain today to rally?
Hey,
JP.
he's the worst captain ever. I really want to see Ten Hag come. At least if his game improve now, you know.
Well, we know he go be here. We know he go be here. That is one thing for sure.
There. So
Yeah.
so I want to see if his game gonna improve, because if his game may improve and it costing us, I want to see if Ten Hag have a big boy answer, because I want to see this.
I'm willing to press the reset button for some of these players, and I'm going to give them about 15 games for the new manager. And if I don't expect any miracles to work in the first 15 games, but I want to at least see some sort of like intelligence being displayed, right? And
Yeah, but Phil, for intelligence to be displayed, you have to have the quality to execute intelligent plays, right? And I'm telling you, we're lacking that in our team.
in terms of quality, I can say yes and no, right? Because if you had to go back to Sir Alex Ferguson days, right, I can call about 3 or 4 players that weren't quality. They won't start in top 4 teams, but Sir Alex Ferguson just had them well drilled. I don't think Goodison Park would have started in most teams in the Premier League. I don't think West Brom would have started in most teams, right?
But they won't really like starters for under Ferguson either. You know, these guys were players we could rely on. They were reliable, but they won't like Fergie's go-to men.
True.
That's
No,
a
here's the
good
thing.
point.
There's a fine line between reliable and intelligent, right? I think you have to be reliable first, and then once you're consistently reliable, then that transforms to intelligence,
Okay.
right? So I'd rather press the reset button and see if some of these players are reliable week in, week out. And after about 15, 20 games, that's when I can say they are intelligent players in our team. But as of now, we got a bunch of jackasses.
Yeah, that's even, I don't know.
JP saying here was not going to say that, Nico. Interim or not, our midfield needs strengthening. You telling me Bentancur wasn't making our current midfield better? Yeah, but the board didn't want to do that. Right? Jody's saying, Jody,
This
what
is
going
not
on with
the
your
first
phone?
time. This is not the first time he corrected the button.
Okay, it's not the first time. All right, good. These players down tools. It won't be the last once they are at the club. Well, I really hope the new manager will come in. You know where he know about this group, and take whatever notes Ralph giving him. You know, Nico. Well, you know Donovan Wick starting once Ten Hag come in, eh?
But if he come in and he playing the quality of football that we need, Chad, I all for Van der Beek job. I tell you, I against no player.
Yeah.
If whoever, I tell you, whoever, if Lingard make the grade and all, I
Nah,
take
Lingard
him.
gone. Lingard gone.
Lingard gone.
Right?
Lingard
No,
gone.
but that's what I'm telling you how bad it is. How I taking anything right now. If Lingard, right, showing up, I taking that. Yeah,
Alright.
if Maguire showing up, King Captain, you understand? I win a Maguire jersey. Nah, I ain't doing that.
Yeah, Gregory on the inside, thanks for joining, buddy. He said Radnick's downfall has been the fact that he's interim. That's correct. These lads don't take him seriously because they know he's out of the door in the summer. Doesn't matter what he says, they won't listen.
Like a substitute teacher.
Yeah, that is so unfortunate, everybody. Simeon saying I have seen enough Everton in the last few weeks to know that we had to put effort in having no effort to lose today. Yeah, there should be an apology from every single. Nah, I don't want no apologies in here.
I want no apology.
I
none.
fed up see them long.
I don't want no essay.
Find them. You perform poor, 100,000 out.
Yeah. Hey, Avenger, good night to you, buddy. He's saying these few games have me thinking if the new coach come in and we go on a bad run of games, then fellas' heads gonna drop and turn on the coach once again. Only hope is the coach be stern with his demands during negotiations. And I fully agree with that because they're the kind of players that we have in this team, you know.
I think you have to. What happened?
Once they don't fit, and them start to drop them head and them start to act up when they get drop and thing. And all of a sudden, they start to leak news to the media, and the toxicity start to come up and thing. It's problems for the manager to deal with again. So I'm saying,
in that case, we have to get to the root of the problem. To have somebody or a group in the camp that causing some confusion. And I think one of the players was Bailly.
Bailly?
I think his name called up earlier.
Not for that. Man, we getting sweat, boy.
But he not getting no sweat.
You not say.
But he, you never know what kind of group he has in the team.
Not for that.
Right?
I doubt it's Bailly, man. I doubt it's Bailly. Might be vexed, but I doubt it's Bailly.
That's why I said one of the names that called in it. Yeah. If you look earlier, like when before Ole got sacked, it's that a group of players' name was called, Lingard, Bailly.
All benchmen. All benchmen.
Yeah, it's easy to call benchmen as leaks.
Right.
It's easy
to call the name, but it has something going on where that somebody causing a disruption and bringing out news to the media too. Something going on the side. So we have to get to the root of that problem.
You just call the hitman. You don't call the man who called the hitman.
I saw Jody ask a question earlier in terms of Maguire gonna get stripped by the captain and bad. But to give who?
I hope so.
No, but even if you're stripping, you're gonna get Bruno. Let me really be honest.
Yeah, Bruno, don't give Bruno that. He head gonna swell up.
No capsy Arban.
He gonna feel like he can't do nothing wrong.
So right now they're running all over the place. Imagine they get Bruno the captaincy. Jody, tell me who you're gonna give. I know he's a big here fan. Maybe you want him to give.
We can't even give him that because the way Ten Hag does play, the game might even make that side.
Serious?
I'm telling you, the highline football he does play, the gears are man not for that.
We'll see. We'll see.
But
Nah, Gregory, that was a joke. How was that a joke?
Yeah, that was a joke. Don't take it personally.
I'm sure somebody about Jersey there.
Then we
they've been
burn
just saying
that.
here. They've been just saying here. Watch Aston Villa lost 4-0 and play better in that Man United. That game was good. Aston Villa. If Aston Villa took their chances in the first half, that game could have been different.
No, but Villa does play good football, so we
Yeah,
in trouble
Villa
when we
play-
face them.
Yeah, Villa playing real good. The scoreline flat as Spurs. That is my opinion. Spurs was real clinical. That is all. Darian saying here Pogba is probably the virus. He definitely have to go even if he hurt. He hurt me in the future. I don't care. He have to go. It's so
But how
easy
you
to call
could say
Pogba the
this?
virus.
Yeah,
but it's so
that
easy to
comment
call
that
Pogba the
comment, that
virus.
comment
boy.
makes
That
absolutely
Arian, man.
that
That
comment
Arian.
makes absolutely no sense.
That's why you make that assumption? Nah.
Yeah, that comment makes
Come
absolutely
on.
no sense.
Ten Hag already said he wants full control. If he doesn't get that, he's a dead man walking. You see, my thing with this, is I sure, even with Ralph, when he was coming in under the interim arrangement, I sure he would have asked for certain things, and then the board renege. So I hope Ten Hag, when he get what he asks for, that's in writing, and if he walk, he getting compensated $1 trillion. So at
If
least
Ten
the board
Hag-
who love money had a hold and stick to the word. Serious,
If
because
Ten
that
Hag-
board look as though them will say one thing in talks,
You gotta
in
cover,
negotiations,
you gotta cover your ass, man. Cover your
and
ass.
then after they throw you under the bus.
If Ten Hag get full control and nothing happen on the side, we not gonna see anything until we die.
You
That will be
see
the end
the
of
dreams? You can see the
we not gonna
dreams?
see nothing ever again. Neither that or the Glazers had to leave. Something had happened. Because
Maybe Klopp go fall out with Liverpool and he'll come to United. What do you think?
watch I watched him Klopp the other day and I jealous.
Oh, man. Hey, that's it.
Joey saying here, Reem, the weekly dose of AM9. I just glad he not here for people to pick on him. Yes,
Dog,
yeah, I agree.
right now he feeling it in Spain, eh?
I know
Don't
you
feel he
get
under
on
pressure.
Spain.
He
He ain't feeling nothing on Spain. You know why? Because they're reading
so
the
how can
media.
not feel nothing?
Hold your hand. Let me tell you. Because all they on real crap.
That's
All they
it.
on
That's
real.
it.
Anyway, we
Nah,
ain't here to talk
Reem.
about Martial.
Watch
We
that
ain't
he
here to
just
talk
bring
about
on
Martial.
wire for Martial and he's a defender.
Hey, that's it.
Because watch me, only when Marcel have a bad game in Spain is when I just hear all the reports coming my way. When you have a good game, because you had a good game yesterday, you had a good game yesterday. Yeah, because the reports, right, played up. It overplayed and it's inaccurate. I could tell you that for one. Right? Because I read a report, right? All Lopetegui saying in the press conference is Marcel have to give more. Right?
Right.
The English press take that and put Martial lazy. Right?
I read that press from Spain, eh?
Hold on. It's our next player and all. It's our next player. And it's something it seems that Lopetegui just say normal about all his players. He need to give more. He said that about Tecatito. He said it about what's the guy name? Ocampos, right? But all of a sudden, because it's Martial playing rubbish in
So
Spain.
that's the report.
All
Nico.
on crap, we.
Nico.
Well, we are going the reports. The
All on
reports in.
crap.
Nico
The
and
reports in the
Phil.
man struggling in Spain.
Nico and
The man
Phil.
struggling.
If Martial was having a good campaign in Sevilla, it would have an all-in-all Sevilla. That was coming next.
Anyway, Olia, back to United. But before we go back to United, we just want to get a little word from responses, right, guys? So here we go.
All right, Proglo Collision Center, right? They offer a few services in auto body repairs and refinish, muffler repairs, replacement of auto body parts, windscreen replacement, and quotation for vehicular repairs, right? Contact 317-2599. That is 317-2599 and 721-7368 to get any or all of your collision repair. Yeah.
Alright, so thanks Pro Glow for sponsoring All In, All United. And if anybody interested in sponsoring, I mean, we have costs that we have to, deal with. Feel free and we would get the advertisement, man. Alright, so let me move back to Man United now because I know from the time we started talking about Marcel Mendes get hot. Alright. Right, so JP saying here, nobody in that starting 11 is a captain. That's all. And that says it all. Yeah.
Yeah, none.
Yeah.
No, now I say it. So even if you strip Maguire, who you going to give? You have nobody. I can't think about one. Let's be honest.
You're the Avenger.
Maybe we can get Lindelof. We get Lindelof and drop Maguire and play Varane and Lindelof.
Here now, I hope Ten Hag know he walking into. This is no Ajax.
Nah.
Ajax is young players who on the first contract coming through.
It's
Understand?
That's harder. Of course.
They've been just saying here, fellas, I figure out Man United players plan. Them realize that the board is the problem, so them playing to get relegated to the championship and players settle. Mind games.
Nah, but I don't know into that somehow, man. At least like how people just come and leak things, as
leak that now, man.
Leak that to winner. Leak that.
Yeah.
Yeah, then we go understand because right now we not messy. We all over the place.
Something wrong.
Darren saying here, Mourinho said it, Pogba is a virus in his squad. Pogba stopped playing for the side long time. Man, too lackluster. Right.
Feel like you're mute. No audio from Phil.
Phil, we can get no audio from you, buddy.
I was saying that this guy probably thinks that Pogba's the only person in the squad that playing shit, and that Pogba's the reason that the squad is playing shit.
No.
Oh my gosh!
And watch me, let me stop listening to Mourinho now. Mourinho again mixed with Roma against some password from some password club. We need to stop listening to Mourinho.
A team that ain't on Wikipedia.
Yeah, boy. Alright. Jody saying here, if you know how I wanted to see a front of Rashford on the left, Sancho on the right, and Martial in the middle with Greenwood coming off the bench. Yeah, but
Boy,
I mean, too much things happen.
FIFA 22, not later, buddy. FIFA 22, buddy.
Yeah, Gregory saying here, going back to the whole captaincy issue, we had to pick from the best of a bad bunch. So let's be honest, who you could really say deserve that captaincy?
Yeah, nobody.
Tough boy.
Let's throw that captain armband in the crowd. Right?
Yeah, it's like a bouquet. Whoever catch it can get it.
Yeah.
Sinatra, welcome, man. He's saying no comment. I get fed up.
It's not come there before.
Which one is that?
The board could never be the problem. The players are well paid. That is the problem. When you look at Man City players,
What do you mean the board can never be the problem?
Man City players and their salaries compared to our players.
But the board controls the entire stakeholders from Manchester United, whether it's the fans, the coaching staff, the manager, and the players. It's just not the players. Just because the players are well played, that doesn't mean jack shit, right? You still have to take care of the coaching staff. Still got to take care of the manager. You still got to back the manager as well too.
They just over this.
Lion, I don't know if you want to check, because I think your data dropping a little bit, so we getting you're choppy. So you ain't hearing you clear.
Yeah, your internet's probably sponsored by Greg B.
You see, that is the best full of us.
Greg said here also Marcel needs to find his scoring boots. Yeah. He's also saying here the board is the biggest issue. They're taking the majority of the money. Right, Simeon saying here, Ten Hag probably telling the board they're gonna have to lose money to purge the team and rebuild, and they don't want to. Jody saying pick the captain like how you draw for the Champions League. Put everybody name in a bowl and pick one. Leave Maguire out.
The way Maguire make mistakes.
Nah, boy, I see some simple passes today, boy. Some
Maguire.
easy passes that what's me?
Maguire giveaway.
What I can't understand this man, boy. Jody Leighton hard, boy, Jody, boy.
Lion, you move closer to the neighbor house, buddy. You'll get through.
Oh, my God.
So Nacho said this is embarrassing. Yeah, the current state of affairs at Man United, it is. You know, we kind of run away of words to describe the position we're in right now.
Reem, you saw the 12 players that are leaving, and I think it's more than 12.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, I saw it. Yeah. So I want to bring up this comment. All right, and this was from De Gea, and we know why De Gea can't be captain because De Gea just talk he mind in public, right? So this is what De Gea had to say. He said Everton played Wednesday, and they were tired, but they had more desire than us. This is not acceptable. You know, and well, let me leave it up for a little bit. And the thing about it is, De Gea has always been one who, because I remember he got the armband stripped. I think it was under Mourinho, or was it Oli?
I think it was under Oli, I think, yeah.
Yeah, for coming out and you know, saying certain things, because I know under Oli he always wanted to keep certain things under wraps, and he always wanted wanted everything to be positive, and we go handle it and we go deal with it, and we working on this, we training, we will get better. But De Gea always comes out and calls it as it is, you know. So, and he's right, because Everton play. I am certain if we had played Wednesday, we would have used it as an excuse.
Yep.
Right?
Against a fresh Everton.
That's why a lot of people don't like Jose Mourinho, but Jose Mourinho speaks his mind. Jose Mourinho speaks the truth, right? We as a club, we want a player that is not going to cross the line. We want a player that's going to give this political response, something along the lines of, well, you know, the club didn't do well today, and we're rallying behind the players, and you know, we're looking forward to the next fixture. The dressing room will have to regroup. Nah, that's the type of spokesperson that should be our captain according to the club, right? Anybody who speaks their mind is like, whoa, this person is probably not a Manchester United fan.
Yeah, don't let him talk to the media again. Yeah, don't let him talk to the media again. He can't talk to the media. He's showing too much teeth. Yeah. Darian saying, if I get in 250k a week, I run in my heart out. The board paying them meant to play ball. Them fellas don't know the paycheck sure. Them ain't have time again. Bring in some hungry youths. And I think that's why that's why he was saying before, you know, it's the players and not the board. Alright. They've just saying here, rumor is we getting Southampton or Tottenham director of football. That could be more exciting than Ten Hag. Forget the name, but the scout name.
I guess he's Paul Mitchell.
So Paul Mitchell is at Monaco right now, I think. And Paul Mitchell is looking to either come to PSG or go to Manchester United. So, yeah, but names being thrown around are Van der Sar and Robin van Persie, but Van Persie is coaching staff. So
you saw that Paul Mitchell was watching a game with Ten Hag with Ragnick, one of the games recently.
But they tried to play it down. They tried to play it down as nothing. That was a female the female game, the female team.
Yeah. But that's a sure Ragnick pulling strings. But he ain't say nothing about it. He wouldn't say nothing.
Yeah. Gregory here saying which part the majority of those players running, they know they're getting easy money.
Yeah.
Right.
Jody saying, Reem, you see that quote from De Gea, that is captain material. Yeah, but not a Man United captain. Them
not Man United captain.
Yeah, them the way people talk the truth, Jody. Yeah. Alright, so they've just saying here, I read De Gea for captaincy now. The man come out of his shell a little bit and start roughing up defense. Plus, he is the last player to get an EPL medal.
Those Jones too.
Yeah, well. Simeon saying here, is there anyone from the United board that would come down into the dressing room after their performance like that? I don't know, but I would not be. I would bet, not given the amount of times these performances happen, there are no standards. I don't even know if them come down.
Football.
You know, it will make a difference. So Ole, I gonna throw out something real controversial for Ole here, right?
Oh,
and
Lord.
it's just for the sake, Lion Tiffin. It's just for the sake of the conversation, right? So I want to get your thoughts on this, right? Now, this question does not in any way reflect my point of view, right? It's just for the sake of, you all getting your thoughts out, right? So, do y'all think we took what Oli did with this squad for granted, right? Considering what he achieved with the squad, and the squad didn't have Varane, it didn't have Champions League Varane, it didn't have Jadon Sancho, one of the best upcoming talents, and it didn't have Cristiano Ronaldo, right? Do you all think we took what Oli was able to achieve with his squad for granted? Because he finished second, and then third and then second. He got us to the Europa League semis, then he got us to the Europa League final, and we made a FA Cup semis under Oli. So, do you think, like we use in hindsight, right? Do you all think that we probably took what Oli was doing with his group for granted?
If I go in first, I think Oli would have gotten as much as he could have, but then the wheels started falling off, And when the wheels started falling off, we couldn't see where it could have been put back on, And to me, that was the issue because we would have backed Oli for a long time. I would have kind of lost confidence in him. Well, he and Marshall at the same time, kind of way. But in the Europa League, I kind of, but we was still backing him until the run of form this season. The run of form this season was really abysmal, and I don't think any fan could have seen where it was going to turn around now. So I think Oli did as good as he could have. He brought the team as far as he could have. But I just think one of the biggest problem was he won't really backed in the transfer window, or he wasn't enforcing, the board to make the changes he wanted when he wanted it, and he was just like, all right, I go work with what I have until I'm ready to get it. And he wasn't that adamant that, hey, I need this, I want this, and if I don't get it, I won't be successful. I don't think he was that kind of ruffling feather type of manager or type of person to the board. And I think that is where he would have suffered the most. I think if he was the type that, hey, he went to the board and he said, this is what I want, and I need it, and I need it now, right? Then I think
he'll also walk.
Well, at some point, that is what I had to do. At some point, if this is what I need to do my job effectively, because if I don't do my job effectively, you yourself win and fire me. Then give me the tools, and I demanding the tools. It come like safety. If you're in a job and you need a helmet to be safe, and the boss tell you, well, I can't get you no helmet. Then say, well, I can't do the work. So I don't think I think he was the type of, all right, I'll that coconut outside there, I go make they go the husk and I go use it as a helmet. That is the type of manager always seemed to be. But I think if you were that forceful type to get the signs that he wanted, or when he wanted it, maybe he'd have still been there, because I think we'd have easily at least maybe top 4.
Before you jump in, Phil, let me just get the comments, right? Because I want to include the comments on this thing here. So Jody saying no rim only took the players as far as they could go, right? Needed a few other players to go to the next level, right? And I want to ask this one. So I know Nico would have answered, right? But consider this as well because I was always of the opinion, and probably I could be wrong, that maybe if Ronaldo didn't come, Oli might have still been in a job. I don't know. I'm just saying. Um, so you could factor that in, Phil and Lion, right? John Paul saying here, Oli did a job and built the club back to a place where we had a foundation to build on. He reached his level and had to go. But looks like the foundation mash up again. Hey Jason, welcome man. Thanks for joining. He's saying no, we didn't take him for granted because the individual players doing mess when ready. And Oli had a lot of luck mostly, especially in the second place in that second place. You think so, buddy?
Yeah, I believe that because some of the others were just real bad to us to come second place.
Well,
Yeah, yeah,
Lion got to move him with the name and no, boy. You can't go off. You got to move him with the name and no, boy.
yeah,
Yeah, the
Lion,
movie.
Trouble.
yeah, the movie, yeah, yeah.
You got to move him with the name, boy.
All
I
right,
know
I
it's a
think,
problem.
I think you're back. I think you're back now. I think you're back
Yeah,
now.
I
Yeah.
know it's
yeah.
a problem. I'm gonna fix it.
All right.
Yeah.
So let me just get these two comments and then Phil, you could jump in, right? Darian saying here, Ronaldo made Oli job hard and nobody want to hear that. He had to change the team dynamic. We started the season a little slow before Ronaldo came with the hype and helped us. But after the hype died down, Oli was under pressure. He had to change too much to accommodate a player he didn't really need. And I mean, to some extent, I can agree with Darian here. Simeon saying here, Oli motivated them fellas in moments and was extremely lucky. Other teams were not as good as they are now. And that's also a good point, Simeon. Phil, go through now.
Yeah, when Ole was first hired, right? He didn't have much egos to work with, right? Because don't forget, in Ole's first game, I think we beat the Cardiff or Swansea, what 5-love or 5-1?
Cardiff.
Cardiff.
Cardiff, yeah,
5-1 or something or 5-0?
5-1.
5-1. Yeah, we beat Cardiff 5-1. We had a great moment versus PSG,
PSG.
and these are just moments that people thought that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was the man, right? I'm going to say this right now. I'm kind of glad that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was fired because it exposes a lot of these players. It exposes what the board is incapable of doing, right? There was just points where I thought Ole was just a yes man. Ole was covering up for these players, right? And there's only so much BS that you can put under the carpet, right? When Ole got fired, all the BS came flying out, right? Did we take him for granted? I would say Ole brought the club to be less toxic than it was under Jose Mourinho, right? Ole did bring in some good signings that we thought at the time would have helped bolster our defense and probably attack as well. And kudos to him for that as well too. But this entire team is being exposed for what it really is now that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is gone, right? So Ole Gunnar Solskjaer being fired was kind of a blessing in disguise. So
Lion?
Well, I think he did what he could have done with what he had, but the key element is you're playing your go-to is Scott and Fred. After a while, that was predictable. A coach could come and say, okay, he going and play them fellas today again, and this is how they play. And I start to figure out how we play through that. And he was supposed to freshen in the middle, get some upgrades in the middle. You upgrade the defense. Well, I would say with Varane, with Maguire game, right? But you try to upgrade. Cristiano Ronaldo, I don't believe that was his buy. I believe that was bought by the sales. But that money he bought Cristiano with, but the Cristiano a decent player in the middle, right? So I think he took the team where he could have, but when it came to the crucial point to take it to the next level, he didn't get that back in that sense, right? And that smiling thing, he probably used to go to the board and say, I want to get a midfielder.
Man, yeah.
And I said, nah, I just play my McFred, man. You know, I love them too. I love my McFred and walk out the office.
Nah, yeah,
I smile and
he
think
already that man had get that bubbly personality, and it just wasn't about that boy.
he was a lovable character, but we don't need lovable characters. We
They
need
ruthless.
somebody to be ruthless, right?
Yeah, boy.
So if you're not playing my game, get off the pitch. And again, I see Spurs play today, and I thinking about that break we had, that international break we had when we had the chance to get Conte. They messed that up.
Nah, the boy didn't want that. The boy was hoping that Spurs grab him up.
Because they're
Because,
afraid
because
of a manager like
exactly,
that.
because he come in and demand players.
Because
This my name.
Conte speaks his mind. Italian
Exactly.
managers speak their mind.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, like it is a brand more than anything else. They hear what nobody come and tarnish the brand. So then there was somebody to stay in line.
Yeah. Gregory saying here, there were also signings all he wanted and he didn't get. He did his best. It wasn't enough. Well, Lion, if the more talented men not showing up, what you expect? And I guess that's why McTominay, he talking about McTominay.
Yeah, but you know something more funny? Them the missing out on targets happening since under Fergie. Yeah. With this same Blazers.
Blazers, true.
Yeah. We can
We
go back. We can go back as far as like Ronaldinho and Alan Shearer and Fernando Torres that targets that Fergie missed out on, right? So
Fergie, not talking about under the Glazers. It had targets that he wanted that he missed out on because of them not wanting to spend money.
yeah, Eden Hazard is one of them, I think.
Yeah, and he was just really good. He was just really good at what he does, right? But not everybody could do that.
Yeah. Simeon saying here, Oli real hide the inadequacies of the club, and I think so did Sir Alex Ferguson.
Yeah.
You know, Wesley Sneijder is the next one who we were after. It's our next one. The guy from Gaitan. Gaitan is Gaitan. We were after Gaitan for about 10 years.
Nicholas Gaitan, Kevin Strootman, Joe Matinho.
Yeah, lots of players that we after. I mean,
I think Schneider coming back this summer.
we don't have Schneider nowhere close to this club.
He very big this year now.
Yeah.
I really think, and I would have shared this with you all so much time before, even when Oli was here. You know, Oli said so much times, and I think to a certain extent, you don't want a manager that's just there to dig up trees, right? And when I say, I'm talking about, you know, within the club structure, you know, you understand your bosses and you work with them, you know, to try to make a situation better. You know, I don't always think that the approach that a Conte would take would benefit as we would want. You know, sometimes we just want a man to just walk in and say, hey, let's do this thing, and the board go, I think that really gonna work with the Glazers, right? So what I think though is Ollie's approach was working, right? My issue with Ollie, right, is that you see that Carrick and McKenna thing was my issue with him, because we knew that these guys were not at the levels to coach Manchester United. Ollie said it so many times that he don't really do the coaching, right? He is the one that you know, he would manage the club, right? So Ollie was doing a good job in terms of representing the club and being the face of the club. While we mightn't like the whole smiley thing, because now looking back, it didn't work. So it got kind of turn you the wrong way now, you know. And it used to annoy me too, right? Till I stopped watching Ollie press conferences. But when you look back at it, if Ollie had the right coaching staff, and against popular opinion, if he didn't get Ronaldo, right? I do think Ronaldo was what we needed, and the man that got midfielder, I think Ollie could have taken the club to the next level as that front man, not the man who get involved in the day-to-day working with the team and tactics and that kind of thing. So that's just my opinion, right?
I mean, so
I feel like
here
the lesson
we're
is
going on, right? Now, let's say let's say Ole Gunnar Solskjaer didn't get Ronaldo. Okay, cool, right? We still wouldn't have a strike force because right now Martial will be in Spain, Greenwood in prison. Who up top?
No, well, I mean, under Oli, we don't know what would have happened. That's what I'm saying, right? We don't know. We don't know if, because if Oli was still there, then surely in January he would have get backed. Not so? Because we kind of agree that the reason why Ralph wasn't backed is because he was interim. So if Oli was still there, surely, if players wanted to leave, he would have been able to bring in other players, right?
I guess that's if the results was going in his favor too. Because if
True.
those the results wasn't going in his favor and the pressure on him, they might not back in the same way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
because the
But
same
as
way
I,
we
but
just now we one bad result away from getting the sack.
yeah.
You know?
But as I say, right, we live in an age now where for you to see a manager sitting in a seat as long as Sir Alex Ferguson did, that's not gonna happen again, right? So from the time any manager, go through a spell of bad results, right? You're going to hear talk about sacking and job on the line, right? Especially if you're not you don't have credit in the bank like Klopp and Pep, right? So look, even Tuchel, as good as he was with Chelsea, I was hearing people talking about Tuchel out and Tuchel could get neck boss, and this man win a Champions League because of comparing it to the likes of this guy Di Matteo who won a Champions League, so it's no big thing to win a Champions League at Chelsea. So that was saying. So nowadays you're not gonna get a manager who gonna just be exempt from from that sacking talk. That's just my thing, right? Because people want results now. People are patient again. So I can say it again. I just wanted Oli to change his coaching staff and get some top quality coaches dealing with them players and them. And I think Oli would represent the club
you
and the
know
face of the
who
club.
top quality coach gonna be under Ole though.
Well, that's the next thing, eh? That's the next thing.
And I feel Ole don't need to listen because as soon as Carrick come in, he change up all kind of thing in the team. So I feel Ole, they probably used to tell Ole, okay, play this, play that, and Ole say, nah, I want McFred, play my McFred, play it this way, and I good. Because apparently McKenna, I know Preston is not United level, but he doing very good down there. Alright? He doing well down there. So these
Ipswich.
Ipswich, sorry.
But a lot of fans also turn on Ole because of McFred. You do the same thing over and over and over and over and over and
that's
over and over
something
and over and
When
over
Masaka
and over
was
and over,
when Masaka
and
was
it don't work.
We became predictable.
With Shaw as well
Maguire,
too.
my
Harry
goodness.
Maguire.
But
We
the- but
became
but
too
but if I
predictable.
but if I could just no earlier, please, and those in the comments, don't get me wrong, eh? But I just trying to be devil's advocate here because after Oli, Ragnick come and he praising McFred the same way them playing all the games, right? If they fit, they playing. Maguire still playing once he fit. So
That's
is
a
it
Maguire
really Oli?
contract.
Is it really Oli, or it's just who you have that you had to use? And that's the
Correct.
issue that the manager's finding himself in. If my only option is McFred, who you gonna play?
Boy, I try something with Hannibal. I gotta try something with who else ever there, buddy. Because you
Like,
can't tell me that we don't have any
put
depth.
man off the street and playing Southern fellas right now. Yes, because those are
Yeah.
Because I could say, well, McFred, not technically thing and whatever and whatever. And the reason why Oli playing it is because it could kind of cover up his style, right? But look, Ralph Cumming, who we, thought was a more technical, tactical coach, and he's still going with McFred.
But here's the thing, right?
Like playing under
I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that from Ole, right? Because what happens in football is injuries as well too. If Fred or Matt Tomlin had to get injured, who you bringing on? Ask yourself that. Who you bringing on if Fred or Scott is injured? You got to ask yourself that, right? If you are a coach and you try the same thing over and over and over and over again, and you're getting the same negative results, something has to switch, or you're going to go. And that's why Ole Gunnar Solskjaer doesn't have a job anymore. That's one of the reasons.
Yeah. Gregory's saying here, Oli had to be delicately balancing the relationship between the players. Yeah. Ronaldo was a Woodward buy. Also saying Oli really wanted Ruben Neves. The club, real stick with our midfielder, boy. So I'm saying, so we have professionals in media department and amateurs
HR.
and amateur HR in our football technical department. Amateur hour, sorry, in our football technical department. Yeah, well, as we saw. Jody saying, okay, time to wrap it up. Time up, fellas. I won't be surprised if we draw or lose against Norwich. Gary saying, United known for starting slow in the season.
No, we're not.
All right. JP saying, if we being totally honest, all it should have gone when we lost the Europa League
I agree.
as the final,
I agree.
especially in the manner that we lost it. All right. That was all the biggest downfall, being too one-dimensional. Jody saying here, but Reem Fred does play a lot better now.
Yeah, nah, Fred improved.
No, he playing them with more freedom, you see, not sitting back like before.
Yeah. Gregory saying, good question, Phil, because Pogba had already in Paris. Let's show his PSG he going.
Maybe Juventus.
But it's better Ralph bringing Toon, like Ella Toon, and some of the... Aye. Anyway, fellas, so, we want to wrap it. So let me get some closing thoughts now, Lion?
Closing thoughts after this by win, boy. I mean, you answer me this, the game now. Where we could go from this?
Well, I don't know.
I don't know where to go from this. At least before, we close it, we say, all right, well, hopefully we can bounce back in the next game. At least show something different. We are deflated. We just looking forward to the new coach and the new season.
Well, look at your closing thoughts there, Nico. Now your closing thoughts. There. You hit that.
That is it. I mean it.
Yeah.
I looking forward to Manchester City versus Liverpool tomorrow.
Yeah. That will be a good game.
That could be part of the title decider for this season, right? If you want to see quality football from two quality teams, just tune into Manchester City versus Liverpool. I hate to say it, but our two biggest rivals. Our two biggest rivals. Nobody heard about Manchester City prior to 2008. Liverpool had never won a league in 30 plus years. I know they've gone past us, right? We need to get to that level.
You say that, right? You say Liverpool and City is our biggest rivals. You remember when Leeds was a big rival to United and challenging for titles? Just now, we could be like Leeds to them. Yeah, it had a rivalry with Man United and us. Yeah. But that team is a mid-table club now. Lion?
Yeah, boy. That really pressing, That really pressing. Closing thoughts. I know. I reached the point where I don't know what to say about this side anymore. I don't know if to look forward to seeing our next game. I'm just looking forward to next season. Right? And it's too far long.
Yeah. Alright, I think Lion getting some more problems there. Jody saying 6-1 for Manchester. Oh, Jody, behave.
From a loss to a draw to a 6-1 win.
Behave, Jody. Yeah, he's saying here, I feel Newcastle will try to get Poch. I think Eddie Howe doing a good thing right now.
Yeah, Eddie Howe doing a bad job. Newcastle lost to who just now? It was Arsenal?
Newcastle, no I think
Tottenham.
And they beat Wolves Friday.
Yeah, the only setback just now was that loss versus Spurs. But other than that, Newcastle doing a good job. Newcastle ain't getting relegated.
Yeah. So before we close, it's another comment I just want to get from Jody here. In other news, Ronaldo owes somebody a new phone.
True. Got the phone here.
Ronaldo slapping out phone at people hand and thing. Ronaldo frustrated, bad.
Nah, but
the club is actually looking into it, and what it was told is that it's actually considered assault.
Yeah, because the pity of the boy hand, you're seeing some little marks of assault on his hand. So,
he a whole car. Lamborghini and result of that. And that is the end.
I think Ronaldo apologized to him on social media and invited him to come and watch a game in Old Trafford.
Yeah.
You buy a man the phone and get my Manchester United jersey sign and all kind of
Yeah,
Jake
If
want
that,
the
if
pressure.
that was me,
Really.
if that was me, nah. I ain't want to come and watch nothing in Old Trafford right now. Saving that until
Exactly.
next season. Next
Ronaldo
season.
slapped my hand, I fallen and rolling on the
You
ground.
you can't you slap my phone out of my hand and you want to punish me by giving me a ticket to see Manchester United?
To see when they
No.
play nonsense. Ah, man.
Yeah.
I tell you, I waiting until next season when Ten Hag there. Then I go
Yeah.
come and watch Man United play.
Yeah.
Yeah, understand? And I want to sit in the VIP box. I want food. You gotta buy back a new phone for man. I want to get a car too. Or else I'm going in the court with a neck brace.
That's too much money. That's too much money. I want new pants.
That brace.
I'm telling you.
And that brace I tried to our crutches.
Yeah. Cause when you hit my hand, my neck went back. Watch man. Telling you. Ronaldo better buy Old Trafford and give me that. I had to own Old Trafford when I done with it. Anyway, guys. So it was nice. It was nice.
Yeah.
Thanks for all the comments. You know, thanks for all those who would have viewed, liked, shared. We do appreciate it. Don't forget, guys, to check us out on YouTube. You can give us a subscription on that side as well. All right. So, next week is Norwich City. Surely, fellas. Surely,
Another
we
loss.
beaten Norwich. I ain't putting my head on no block for this club. But surely, earlier, we beaten Norwich next week. I confident we beaten Norwich, man.
Man, end the stream, Reem, man. End the stream, man. Click on end chat or end live, man. What about beating Norwich?
So guys, yeah, it was nice. It was nice. Have a good one, and we will see you all on the next one later.
Good night.